Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Across the Fence. I'm Jolie Whitney. Well, some nights my favorite thing to make for dinner is reservations, but luckily our resident chef Marco Ayala is an excellent cook and gift giver, and he's come up with a unique gift idea that you can personalize for that special someone in your life or give to yourself as a gift on a random Tuesday. Here's Marco.
Hi, I'm Mark Ayala, and I'm here to share another recipe with all of you. It is really hard to believe that the year is almost over. The holidays are fast approaching, and I love the holidays. I think it's such a great time to have fun, to spend time with the family, with friends. However, there are two people in my household that really love the holidays, and those are my two little assistants, Nico and Navi. So let me show you what they're up to. And as you can tell, they are really excited about the holidays. In fact, they have a little holiday magic going on. Check these outfits. They are really ready for the holidays. Navi is actually kind of training to deliver some gifts for Santa. So I am going to let them go over and do their caroling and get started with all the preparations for the holidays. Thank you guys. And now let's get to recipes. I really love the holidays because the food that we share with the people that we love and the people that we care during this time, I think is really special. And I always talk about family traditions and the recipes that we pass down from generation to generation. And I think that's so important because food really brings families and people together. Something that I really enjoy about the holidays as well is the gift giving, because it's a way to really, show people around you and people that you love how much you care. And something that I especially like is gifts from the kitchen for two reasons. One, the fact that you cook for someone or you bake for someone really shows how much you care about them, because you're investing your, especially your time in order to make something specially for them. And that's how I thought about making something that you can gift and then they can make or bake, which I think is a great idea. So I want to start with something that is more of a drink because it's the holidays, it's getting cold outside, so we want to keep warm. And check this out. Check these little mugs that have a holiday cappuccino mix. And this is so easy to put together. As you can see here, there is the mix that you're going to give to your friends, family, or co-workers. You can set it up into little mugs like this. These were like so cheap. I found them in my local bargain store for about $1.50. So it's also a great money saving technique in order to get some gifts out there. So while I drink some of it from my favorite Across the Fence mug, let me tell you how to put them together. To make the mix, first in a bowl, you're gonna add 1 cup powdered non-dairy creamer, a heaping 1/2 cup instant coffee granules, 1/2 cup sugar, 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, and optional, you can also add 1/4 teaspoon pumpkin spice. And then you're gonna make sure to mix it very well. Wasn't that super easy? And that is just step 1, because that makes your holiday cappuccino mix. However, you want to assemble it as a gift. So let me give you some suggestions on how to do that. Then you're gonna take 1 decorated treat bag. You're gonna measure about 1 heaping cup of your cappuccino mix, and you're gonna put it into the bag. And I like to add some sprinkles just for the fun of it and to add some color. And that one initial batch is going to yield 2 smaller bags that you can assemble here in a little mug with some cookies for decoration and to make it a nice little gift. Or the other option is to make one single bag with a double batch of your cappuccino mix. As you can see, I also added the instructions here on how to prepare it. Very easy. All you need to do is heat some water or milk if you want a richer taste. And then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of your cappuccino mix. However, just make sure to do it carefully because as you can see here, if you use boiling water like I did, it's going to really foam and it's going to go everywhere. And it's really that easy to make a gift that a coworker, a friend, or a family member is really going to enjoy. And that is something really cool about gifting from the kitchen. The fact that you can customize it to the person's taste. Let's say that your neighbor does not drink any coffee. So I have a solution for you because there's also a savory gift in here. And check out this pasta fagioli in a jar. Look at those layers. Does that not look really cool? There's pinto beans there. There is also Great Northern beans, kidney beans, and some pasta. And hidden in there is also all the seasonings that you're gonna need to make this really absolutely delicious soup. And also a great thing about it is that it makes about 12 servings. So let me tell you how to assemble this gift. First, to a glass 1-quart jar with a lid, you're gonna add 3/4 cup dried kidney beans. Then, very carefully, you're gonna add 3/4 cup dried Great Northern beans. Then, being very careful again, you're gonna add 3/4 cup dried pinto beans. And the reason why I'm saying that you have to be very careful is because you don't want the layers to mix. You want to be able to see the layers in there because that is very visually appealing. And also we're going to include some pasta in there and some seasonings, but those we're gonna put separately and I'll tell you why. Then to a small Ziploc bag, you're gonna add 1 cup small pasta shells. In this case, I am using Ditalini. Then in a bowl, you're gonna add 3 tablespoons dried parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, half a teaspoon dried rosemary, half a teaspoon minced garlic, 1 teaspoon dried basil, 1 bay leaf, a dash of red pepper flakes, and 1/4 cup dried minced onion. And then you're gonna transfer this mixture into another small Ziploc bag. And the reason that we're separating the pasta and the seasoning is because they go in at different stages once you're cooking it. So you want to be able to have it separated because you don't want the person that is gonna make it to be trying to sort all those beans from the pasta. Put the lid on, cover it with a piece of fabric, and then you're gonna decorate it with a piece of ribbon of your choice. And in case that you're wondering what this soup looks like once it's cooked, I made a batch. And look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? There's the nice beans there, the pasta, and of course I added some veggies to make it a little more colorful and to add some nutrition to it. So now that we have our main dish there, it's time for dessert. Because, well, the holidays just have dessert written all over it. As you know, I also love desserts. I love baking for my friends and family. And in this case, also, it's a great way to encourage other people to bake. And to do that, I made these little jars for cowboy cookies. And again, look how pretty those are with all the layers It's such a neat little gift. So let me tell you how to put it together. To a 1-quart glass jar, you're gonna add 1 1/3 cups all-purpose flour. Then, with a spoon, you're gonna try to compact it as much as possible. 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Then you're gonna add 1/2 cup brown sugar. And again, you're gonna try to compact that as much as possible with the use of a spoon. Then you're gonna add 1/2 cup white sugar and 1 cup cooking oats. And once you get this far, it's actually really easy to use your hand to try to compact the mixture that you have in there as much as possible. And this is for 2 reasons. The first one is so the layers are really visible. You can see that it looks almost like sand art, but also because all the ingredients in these jars are measured to the point that you have to be very precise, because otherwise you will not have enough space for your ingredients. Then you're gonna add 1/2 cup chocolate candies and 1/2 cup chocolate chips, and fill the rest of the space with walnuts. And you're done. And the best part about these gifts from the kitchen is that you can customize them to your taste or to your needs. In this case, I have 1 jar that has some nuts in it and 1 jar that has no nuts, because I am going to gift it to a friend that has a nut allergy. And again, because, well, I need to show you how these recipes come out. Well, check this out. Here are the cookies that I made from that jar. All you need to add is 1 egg, 1/2 cup butter, and 1 teaspoon vanilla, and you get these perfect cookies that are so good. They're nice and chewy. You can see the candies there. And I am in love, because this is a great way to prepare for the holidays, get your gifts ready for family and friends. And this is also a great opportunity to remind you to follow Across the Fence on social media. So remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get all the latest updates right on your phone or your computer. And remember that all these recipes for all these gifts from the kitchen are available in the Across the Fence website, along with many other recipes from our archive. And remember that the spirit of the holidays is about spending time with the people that you care about and the people that you love, and family, whether it's the family that you were born into or the family that you chose for yourself. So, from my kitchen to your kitchen, I wish you happy holidays and the happiest new year. So, enjoy your food. I am going to try this soup and see how it came out.